What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David Helen, aka the Laptop Legend, and today we're gonna be talking
Alright, well she was trying to steal my intro, but I'm the real Laptop Legend, and today we're going to be talking about what stocks you guys need to be watching for tomorrow because, man, there's still a lot of opportunities in this market. I accidentally took an overnight position because I tried to buy some shares with like a minute left, and then I sold it, market, but it didn't get filled, so we'll see how that goes. I think we could actually turn that into a pretty good trade, so definitely want to be talking about that. TSMP potentially could have the ticker change into HMBL. She's trying to give me a hair mustache here. So we could probably have that ticker change coming up, and there's just a lot of good stocks that we need to be watching. So I'm gonna dive into my computer. Hopefully she will let me. Hopefully she'll let me talk to you guys, and yeah, let's do it. Alright guys, so I'm here at my laptop, and you can see this is the chart for OZSC, and this is the stock that I accidentally overnighted 10,000 shares of. You can see I tried to sell 10,000 market with less than 30 seconds left, and I just did not get executed. I mean, I pretty much bought right at the high of the day here, but we'll see, because again, on these OTC stocks, when you get a, here, let me go to 3 months so you can see. When you get a first green day after a bunch of red days, you know, the first big green day, typically speaking, we get a nice gap up. And I think that could definitely happen on OZSC, so we definitely need to be watching out for that. What I heard through the grapevine, and I'm not sure how accurate it is, so just keep that in mind, but I heard that there was supposed to be a PR on Friday. Everyone was expecting a PR that had some pretty good news, and it got pushed back to potentially Monday or maybe a little bit later. So we'll see if that information is accurate. That could help explain, you know, why the stock bounced where it did, why we had such a green day and finished right at the close. There might have been some FOMO from people trying to get in before the press release, so I'm definitely gonna be watching that. If this thing gaps up strong and has a press release, write it open, or any time on Monday, I'm gonna be looking to buy as soon as I can after that press release, because typically speaking, when you get a press release, you see a really quick spike, a ton of volume coming in when people realize that there's good news. So if you can get in before that, or get in a minute or two after the press release, typically speaking, you can take advantage of a nice spike up. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for on OZSC. If it gaps down, man, maybe it gaps down to 27, 26, 25. I don't think that's going to happen, but if it does, man, I'm cutting my losses, and I'm getting out with, whatever that is, $500 loss, $600 loss. So I don't like putting myself in this position. That's why I don't really like overnighting stocks, but in general, this is typically a pretty decent setup, so I think I should be all right. Now, moving on in the list of stocks, we got NSAV, and this one had such an incredible dip buy. This was my best play by far. I didn't even nail this one that well. I might have bought it right here and sold right here. So like bought here and sold in that first tiny green candle right here. I think that's what I did, if I'm not mistaken. And I made $1,500 on this play. Absolutely insane. When you get stocks like this, they're in that 3 cent area, and you have the type of buying power I have, you can easily buy 1 million shares, and every little tick is a ton of money. So, if it goes from 3.1 to 3.2, that's $1,000. I mean, that's insane. That's insane when you have 1 million shares. So just keep that in mind. This stock, definitely, you want to keep it on your watch list. It has a lot of range. We got 2 green days in a row now, so we'll see. I think this could potentially see a little bit more just based on where it closed, because, I mean, it closed pretty near those highs. And again, if it breaks past those levels right here at 420, kind of ironic, 420. If it breaks past those levels, this is probably going to keep running. Could break 5 cents, maybe break 6 cents. So I'm going to be looking to ride this momentum. If we get a nice panic, intraday randomly like this, I'll be looking to buy that as well. Because, I mean, this is a huge panic from 420 all the way down to 270. I don't know what the math is on that, but I mean, what is that, 30, 40% panic? I mean, that's crazy. That's a huge panic. So you got to take advantage of that. And I love setups like this. Definitely be looking for more like that. Now, TSMP, again, guys, this stock had a nice little rebound, and it just absolutely ripped up. And I am so upset that I missed this one because, man, typically when TSMP runs, it runs right out of the gate. And you can see here, there was a ton of selling volume right at open. So I saw this first candle here, and I didn't really think much of it. I'm thinking, all right, maybe this thing's just going to keep selling off. I'll look for a dip in a couple of minutes. But then it just started ripping right after that, which is so frustrating to me because I'm trying to juggle 50 tickers here, and I didn't get in early enough. So, by the time it was at like, 90 cents, 92, I was like, it kind of feels like a chase. So I didn't want to get in this area because, I mean, that's a pretty big spike up. And when you want to take the size that I want to take, you're risking a lot if it fails. So I missed getting in here. I missed this, and then it came up here, and it was struggling at $1. And then a ton of volume came in right here on this candle, just a ton of volume. And you could see on the level 2 that the $1 resistance was about to break. So I tried to buy 50,000 shares at $1. I placed the order and I did not get filled. I didn't get executed. I think there was a lot of people who had a similar situation. And then this thing just exploded, man. Instantly exploded, went all the way up to 114. So, I mean, I was trying to buy 50,000 shares. Every penny with that is $500. I mean, you do the math, guys. That would have been a, $8,000 trade, maybe $6,000, something like that. I mean, it would have been insane. So I'm upset I missed that. But, these types of opportunities always show up on this stock. They always show up. It sees a lot of nice breakouts, a lot of panic dip buys, and sometimes it's been a little choppy, so you got to be aware of that. You don't want to get chopped out. But I think at some point, we're going to see that ticker change because it's already been submitted. We know that. And we know it's going to change to HMBL at some point. And I think that's going to be some type of catalyst. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it has zero effect on the stock price. But I think it's going to do something. And it's probably going to see a nice little spike. So if you can get in right after the ticker change, whenever it happens, and ride that hype up a little bit, it's going to be nice. It's going to be cool. So that's my goal on that stock. FORW, this is another one, again, George Sharp's company that has 500 million warrants of TSMP. So effectively, they have 500 million shares of TSMP, and whatever TSMP does, I mean, if TSMP is at $2, that's worth $1 billion. So you got to keep that in mind. And here we can see that this stock had a nice run as well. And I forget exactly where I bought this one, but it's a sympathy play to TSMP. So if you miss execution on TSMP, or you see a TSMP just spike 20 cents a share, but forwardly hasn't moved yet, typically speaking, it's a pretty safe bet taking a stab at this and, just riding the momentum. So if you miss TSMP, definitely look out for forwardly because there's a lot of range on this as well. Again, up 42% on the day. First green day after a ton of red days in a row, coming back down from that, kind of big overextension. So we're finding a base in here, guys. We're finding a base. It's not to say TSMP, can't keep going down, obviously. Any stock can keep going down. There's no limit to how far a stock can go down. But, potentially this could be the new support level in this area. So maybe 70 is the new low. So if we get back under $1, I think potentially long-term swinging, it could be decent entries, under $1. So we'll see what happens here. Just have to see what continues to happen. Honestly, I mean, could it fade back down and bounce off of 50? Absolutely. So you just got to be careful. But I'm definitely going to be watching that stock. Again, I've already made, that's my best ticker this year so far. If I go to year to date, you can see TSMP, I've made $12,000 on that ticker alone. So absolutely love this stock. And I'm just going to be looking to continue to smash in those gains on this stock. Now, another stock we got some news on is INKW. And you can see this is what happens typically when you get news right in the middle of the day. So this is what we could see on OZSC. But you see here right at, oh God, where is this? Yeah, so this was, they released some news. I don't know why it didn't show up on here. I guess Fidelity kind of screwed me over on this one. I don't have the link for it, but INKW released news in the middle of the day, and you can see that's when you get these huge spikes in volume. I think the news was probably released right in this first spike in volume here. So it was released right here, and it goes on a nice run, man. It goes on a nice run. I tried to take a ton of shares of this. Didn't get filled most of them, but still made, a decent amount. Still made 400 on this. So definitely want to see what the continuation is. A lot of times in OTC land, news travels over the weekend because people can't, obviously buy in after hours. They can't really buy in pre-market. So this could potentially see a gap up. And, if people read the news over the weekend, saw the good news, maybe, the stock continues to run. And it's been pretty choppy. So you got to be careful. You do have to be careful. But if you can hop in again before a big spike, it's really nice. And just take the gains when you have them. So this stock, I would be careful on. Did I already talk about, let's see, KNOS? Yeah, this stock, oh my gosh, guys. This was literally the most penny stock press release I have ever read in my life. I mean, this is the funniest, I don't want to swear, the funniest shiznit I have ever heard in my life. You ready for this press release? Look at this, man. This is insane. Yada, yada, yada. KNOS Advanced Technology selects Bots Inc. to develop a next-gen Dogecoin mining rig for installation in the KNOS flagship line of air purifiers, Air Doge. What? What in the world? What does an air purifier have to do with mining Dogecoin, bro? I mean, this is such a fluff press release. I have never seen one like this before. I mean, this is hilarious. The only thing that is missing is talking about weed and electric vehicles. The next flagship line of CBD electric vehicle air purifiers, air doge. That's what I wanted to hear. But I mean, man, this is just insane. But you can see it doesn't matter, bro, because it works. If you get in, and I think that's what I did, man. I think I got in early enough after this press release and was able to ride some of this hype up. And I mean, that's such a BS press release, but look at all the volume it brings in. Like multiple 1 minute candles with over 2 million in volume. If you nail these right as it comes out, man, it's insane. It's insane. So definitely be looking for that. SWRM, which one was that? Did I talk about that? Oh yeah, this one, I mean, just held a beautiful uptrend all day. This is probably a safe overnight, but it was up a lot. That was the only thing. So the range on this is pretty big. I don't like overnighting stocks that are up this much, just because it feels like, you know, it's a little bit extended. You know, if it's up like 50% and holds this all day, I would probably take a big overnight position on that. But the fact that it's up 265% in one day seems a little bit overextended to me. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard for this to gap down to 3 cents, and you know, that's a 25% loss right there. So can't really risk that. But I mean, this is definitely going to be in play, definitely be doing something. Maybe it gets a nice panic because it's overextended, or maybe it just keeps running and then gets a nice panic. So either way, definitely watching that stock. MINE, this is one that I think retook. Yeah, so it reclaimed 1 penny and went on a little tear after that, and then just kind of faded down. So again, those psychological numbers, this is just another example of that. Those psychological numbers are so important. Just like TSMP went on a run when it broke past $1, this went on a run when it broke past 1 cent. Again, TSMP, if I need to remind you guys, when it broke past $1, went on a nice run, exploded up super big. So just keep that in mind. Those psychological numbers are definitely something you need to keep an eye on. ENZC, this stock had a pretty good dip buy right here towards the end of the day, closed near the highs. So definitely want to be watching this one. First green day, not a huge green day, so we have to see what happens. But this thing could definitely start to spike again. If it breaks that $0.50 mark here at 50 cents, it's definitely going to get interesting. So want to be watching this one for those dip buys and the breakouts. Let's see. I don't want to give you guys too much. There were quite a few of those low float Nasdaqs. Again, I actually took a pretty big loss right towards the open on TAOP. I started off negative 743 on the day. I just want to talk about that real quick. And I was just chasing action here, guys. So, again, I buy in with big size on these choppy Nasdaqs, and then I cut when it goes a little bit against me. And it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. You need to play these with smaller size and be a little bit more patient. And I'm just, I need to know that about myself. So I learned that, and man, it is what it is. TSMP, you can see I actually took a loss on this one because I missed the execution. I got more aggressive. I chased with size, and then the choppiness of the 1 cent spread just absolutely screwed me. So you need to know your strengths, know your weaknesses. I need to focus on OTCs in the morning until I have, some type of profit cushion. And then in the afternoon, I can focus on low flow Nasdaqs. And I recommend, you kind of do the same thing. That's what I would do because it's been working really well for me over this time period. AITX, the fat man will not go away. My goodness. I mean, it had a panic, a little bit of a dip by there, and then just flatline, bro. Fat dude went for a smoke break, came up, and then he came back and sat on it again. And it just, I mean, I swear I've never seen charts that are like this. I mean, this thing it's just, wow. I mean, there's like some invisible force holding this down. So you got to be so careful on this. The money that I made was, I saw it perking up a tiny bit. I got in right here, and then I sold immediately right here as soon as it popped up because I knew AITX is a troll, and I knew it didn't have that much range. So that's why I made 43 bucks on this one. But yeah, I mean, definitely still on the watch list, but I mean, look at all these red days in a row, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red days in a row. And I mean, maybe we get the same type of thing. So again, you see here, had a lot of green days in a row. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red days in a row. And then we had some nice, huge green days. So AITX potentially, if history repeats itself, could see some nice big green days. So we'll see if the fat dude goes away. We'll see if he goes on vacation or goes to one of those, I don't know, liposuction, water aerobics classes. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this, but definitely I'm going to be watching this one. A couple other ones, ALYI. This had, a great close. Again, a lot of the OTCs were green on Friday just because they had so many red days in a row. So hopefully this will continue. Again, first green day after a ton of red days, so potentially this will continue. I just want to ride that momentum while managing risk and get those panic dip buys if they present themselves. MMEX, let's see if there's anything here. Just kind of choppy, guys. Kind of choppy. This one's difficult to play. HCMC. Wow. I mean, there's zero opportunity on this stock. I mean, wow. Again, I had that nice dip buy up in here, but we'll just have to see what happens, guys. Apparently, there's going to be some new lawsuit updates, etc. So it is worth having on the watch list, but you got to be careful. Don't turn into a bag holder on this stock because, again, it has 120 billion float, and that is absolutely massive. So yeah, just be careful. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, SFOR, all these ones, you want to stay watching. SIRC, same thing. Just keep them on the watch list in case you see anything that looks like what we've been looking for. SRMX, all this stuff. Got a lot of them on the watch list. But most of these, if I see a panic dip buy, I'll buy in. Otherwise, I'm not really that interested. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the biggest watches for tomorrow, Monday. Let's make it a good money Monday. And yeah, guys, let's keep killing this month. Again, my goal is to break 100,000 on this month. Right now, this month, what am I at this month? This month, I am at $76,964. So I need to get 24,000 in 5 days. So, I mean, I pretty much need to get, I pretty much need to average 5,000 a day. I need to average 5,000 a day. So if I can get that, great. I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to force bad setups to try to hit some, random goal because that's a great way of getting big losses. So if the setups are there, I will nail them. If they're not there, I won't hit my goal. It's as simple as that. So if the market lets me, I'll be hitting 100,000. If not, it is what it is. It's fine. It's still my best month ever. So I'm very grateful to this market. I'm grateful to you guys for watching to the end. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.